Hello, welcome, friends. Hello, everybody, and a very special welcome to our guest, Armida Espinoza. Hi, Army.
Hi, everyone.
Hi. I like to call you Army. I know you also go by Army and Armida. This is our third time doing this, an interview with Armida, who has another children's book out today. So we're excited. We're here to celebrate that. Armida, can you show everybody the new book and tell them the title?
I certainly can. There's our book, and it's called Best Friends Forever, Mejores Amigos para toda la vida. It's in Spanish, as of course.
Yes, I love that. Best friends for life. And then in Spanish, mejores amigos para toda la vida. So beautiful. We know that your books are bilingual books. Can you tell us what this book is about and who it's for?
Yes. So this book is just a heartfelt story. It's about a dog that we adopted, Sol. So the story is about Sol being adopted by a character named George. And at first, George teaches Sol all sorts of cool tricks, right? And he brags all over town about how smart Sol is. But then as time wears on, George gets older and he gets a little grumpier and he starts to forget about the specialness of Sol. And um, and so of course Sol starts feeling that sadness, right? Like he's no longer interested in me. He's no longer paying attention to me. So I don't want to give the story away, but one night there is a strong storm that comes through town, and it cuts out all electricity, and there is a fire. And so folks can read the book and find out what happens. Who's going to pull through, and how are they going to pull through together. So that's what the
Yes.
story is about.
Armida, I loved the story. I was reading it, and of course, I am an adult, but I'm thinking about reading it to younger kids and how much they would enjoy it, to see the connection, to see the relationship between Sol and his owner. And yes, we're not going to give the ending away. So, friends, make sure to grab a copy of this book. And it's entertaining, it's real, and it's a beautiful bond between the puppy, the dog after, and his human um friend, I would say. What is it that you hope that parents and kids will take away from this book?
Yes, I want to be able to create an opportunity for parents to have that conversation with students about what loyalty is about, and friendship and commitment to adopting a pet, and
Hmm.
and just the rewards and the enjoyment that you could both share from having a pet in your family. And so that's the takeaway, is just and then also having that conversation about what being faithful is, right? To each
Hmm.
other.
I love that. Very good. Well, friends, this book is available today on Amazon, starting today. So make sure to go there and grab a copy of this book. I've got the soft cover, it's there in hardcover and ebook format also. And this is Armida's third children's book. Armida, can you tell us a little bit, show us your first book, your second book, and let our viewers know what your books are about?
Sure. This is Brave Lolis Learns English, La Valiente Lolis Aprende Inglés. That's my first book. And this is about my personal experience in first grade, and how it talks about just the impact of negative self-talk,
Mhm.
and how children can learn to turn that negative talk into something positive. So that's what that book is about. The second book is Brave Lolis in Her Box of Hope, um, La Valiente Lolis y su caja de esperanza. And it's about the hurricane that hit Puerto Rico. And Lolis gets wind of the damage that's happened in Puerto Rico. And so she needs to figure out how she's going to be able to help that community, which is so far away, of course. And she's still a little girl, but she finds a way. So that's what this book is
Mhm. Well, I love that now this is your third children's book, and your first two books have done so well. You are an award-winning author. Can you tell us a little bit or some of the awards that you've received for your books?
Yes, both books have won the International Latino Book Award, and then they've also won I believe the International Impact Award, and the Reader's Favorite, and the Book Fest Award. So yeah, I've been very blessed to have received those recognitions.
So beautiful. And again, these books are bilingual books. You'll find in each page, it's got the English at the top. Oh, I don't want to show the ending. Hold on, let me find a nice page, another page. English at the top and Spanish at the bottom. I love that you have been doing this with all of your books. I have loved seeing the growth from day one to now here we are with your third children's book. What inspired you to write another book?
Well, of course, I feel very blessed that folks are asking for another book, right? So, but there's always experiences in my life, and I'm sure with a lot of us, that we just kind of take a moment to pause and go like, oh, that would be a cute idea for a story. And
Mm-hmm.
so this particular story is around Sol, and it's a dog that we adopted. And we adopted him when he was 3.5 years old, and his picture is in the book. And um, I don't know what his background was, but I know he's very skittish, very nervous. Sudden noises scare him. And so, and in my heart, I think, I know he's strong and courageous. And so I get emotional because I think, I don't know what he went through, but I think,
Mm-hmm.
I know he's strong and courageous. And so I wanted to honor him.
Oh, that's so beautiful. That's so beautiful. I love that you see opportunities in what has happened in your life or what is happening, and then you're writing a children's book about it. A children's book where children, one, are entertained by the story, and two, are
Yes.
also taking away beautiful lessons for themselves. So thank you for writing another book, Armida.
Well, thank you. Thank you for all your help because I got to tell you, your team is amazing. I feel like, oh, I could do another book and I could do another book because I know, your whole team is behind me, and so that is just amazing.
Well, we
I brag about your company all the time.
thank you. We appreciate that. We really do. Let me ask you a little bit about now, this being your third book. How was the process different from the first time?
A lot smoother, of course, only because now I know what to expect and what you're
Hmm.
expecting from me as far as timelines are concerned. And it's nice to have had, like the website already put together, followers, the social media put together. And so now it's just a matter of just bringing in another story and developing it and putting all those pieces together. But it really helps to have a lot of that already done for the previous book.
Yes.
And so I could
Mm,
just piggyback on all of that.
yes, definitely it gets easier, but we still know that sometimes there are challenges or lessons for each one of us. Is there anything that comes to mind? What would you say was a challenge when writing this book?
Well, I'm still learning, especially when with edits, when I
Mm.
get recommendations on edits, um, because I still think to myself, initially I think, oh, it's perfect the way it is, um, then the editor starts looking at it and pointing out things, and I go, I didn't see that. I did not see that at all, But when they start pointing it out, I kind of think to myself, oh yes, of course. Now I
Mhm,
see it, and it's an opportunity for me for growth, right? To learn.
mhm.
So that will always probably be a part of me, where I'm having to learn
Yes.
how to understand the editing process and really look deeper into the story to make sure that the
Hmm.
connection is there throughout.
Hmm. Armida, I'm glad you brought that up. And it makes me think about authors who have published 40, 70 books. Sharon Jennings herself, our editor, and we know she has published over 70 children's books. There's still an editing process for everybody, for everybody. So I think the moment we think it's perfect, I don't need any editing, oh, we should be really questioning ourselves at that moment because we can always use professional feedback to help us make the story stronger. I'm sure that it is so different than that first story, that first edit you sent in to what it is now. So I think that's good for all of us to realize, right?
Yeah,
There's
yeah. I
always
mean,
room.
at the end when you read the story, it's sharper, it's crispier, and um, it's more to the point.
Hmm.
And so, yes, a lot of the words fall off the page because the illustrations provide that description as to what's going on. And whereas before, I've always felt like I have to describe every little thing, and I don't.
Right,
So, yeah,
right.
that's a real learning process for me.
Yes, yes. Okay, so let's talk about the illustrations and your illustrator. Is it the same illustrator you've used for the first two books, or is it a new one?
No, I decided to go with digital illustrations,
Okay.
and I found Tim Stringer. an amazing work. So he's from the UK, and
Hmm.
his detailed work was phenomenal. And so, when I write a story, for me, it's just text, and I never really have an I think about what it's going to look like until I have a conversation with the illustrator, and he starts asking me questions, and I'm going, oh, I never thought about it. Like, it couldn't wrap my head around illustrations, but he did a phenomenal job, a
He
phenomenal job.
did. He really did. You have two very special illustrators for your first two books, and then this illustrator, and that was different. That was new for you, right? Because your other illustrator actually does things by hand, and this is more
Digital.
electronic.
Yeah.
Digital is the right word. Yeah, so good. So good to have all the experiences.
Yeah,
So,
I just thought I wanted something different, and so yeah, he did an amazing job.
he did, truly. So, how does it feel now for you to have a third book out in the world?
Well, I'm excited because it's releasing today, and so I'm excited to be able to tell folks like, okay, it's done, it's today, and today's the day, and so that's exciting to be able to go back to schools that have been asking for when's your next book coming out, so I
Hmm.
can now go back and go, okay, it's ready. So I've been very fortunate that schools have been very supportive, and continue to look forward to my next books.
I love that. And I know you're doing a lot of school visits. Can you give us a glimpse of what is your favorite thing when you're in a school? I mean, any stories, anything you want to share there for an author who may be watching and thinking about, I need to get into schools, but maybe they're feeling a little fearful or don't know what's on the other side.
So it came to my realization just a couple of months ago. People think of us as a novelty. I mean, like we're special. And of course, I don't think of myself like that. But when I go onto a school site on a campus, right away it's like, oh, the author's here, the author's here, and I'm thinking, oh, that's me. So,
Yes.
and so I think that's just um I mean, I'm very blessed with that idea, but it really brings home the idea that our schools don't get an opportunity to meet
Mhm.
authors and real life authors in person. And so so it is a novelty, and children just are so excited, and parents and teachers. I mean, everybody's excited to see me, and so once I got over that hump that you're excited to see me, you know,
Right.
but then I realized, oh, I get it because we are a novelty, So I feel very blessed that they are so warm. They warmly receive me.
Hmm. That's so true. It's like a little celebrity coming to the school,
Yeah.
right? Kids are truly, truly excited to see real live authors. And if you're able to read or talk to them and share your story, it just sparks something in them.
Yeah.
Like I remember visiting schools and just seeing children so excited and the questions at the end that they come up with. And we're also planting these seeds in them that they can grow up to be writers and illustrators and editors, and they can do whatever they want to do with their lives when they grow up. And that's really special.
Yes.
Does anything come to mind in interaction with a child? Or, I mean, is there anything that you think, oh, I'm so glad I wrote that book because I had that moment with that child?
Yeah. So my first book, Brave Lilies Learns English, the book ended up getting to Illinois into a classroom there, and the teacher reached out to me and sent me a picture of a child reading my book, and the child commented, and I used him. He's on my screensaver on my phone because he's my motivator. He
Mm,
commented. He says, "Lolis is just like me." So he
mm,
identified with the character. And so he
mhm,
understood that, he's having some challenges learning English in his case
mhm,
as well. And so he wasn't alone. So my
mm.
character was his support system, if you will. So that really warmed my heart. And I keep
Oh,
him at my forefront.
that is so special, Army. I'm
Yeah.
so glad you shared that. I've told you this. I think back to myself, a 10-year-old little girl learning English, and how your book would have been so special to me. So it's beautiful to see that children are receiving it. And it is, there are people like them. right? Like Loli's is
Yeah.
like him.
Mhm.
Oh, so good. So good. And now it's your screensaver. Oh, my goodness. Um, Armida, okay, here you are, a three-time children's book author, going into schools, living your dream of being with children and writing. What advice do you have for authors who are thinking about writing? Let's talk to that author who has written one book already and thinking about writing their second book.
Well, I would say just, just start doing it. They say don't wait because time passes by. And
Mhm.
before you know it, a year, 2 year has gone by in between books, and you start losing momentum. And then schools or students probably stop hearing about you because you don't have a new book out, right? So, just to continue writing and pushing forward with the next book. And the fact that if you've already done one, then you already know what's ahead, right? There's no
Yes.
unknown. You've already gone through it. So I
Yes.
would say,
Good.
keep going.
Yes, good advice. I love that. Okay, so I want to remind everybody this book is available today on Amazon. So make sure to go there, grab a copy of this book, and while you're there, find Armida's other two books, Brave Lolis Learns English and Brave Lolis Box of Hope. And I love that you have them right behind you, so we can all see them, Armida. Besides going to Amazon, where else can our viewers find you?
Yes, so they can find me on my website, armidaespinoza.com. And on there, I will have coloring pages for all three books and bookmarkers that folks can download. So they can find me on my website. And if they buy my book through the website, I can personally personalize the book.
Okay, excellent. So that's great. So either go to Amazon or go to Armida's website. She can personalize that, sign that book for a child in your life. These are the types of books and the conversations that we really need to be having with our kids, with our grandkids. And also, if you are an educator, if you are in schools, let us bring more authors to our school system so that children can interact with authors in real time. That would be so special. Armida, I'm sure you have all that information on your website, so people can go find you there also. And before we go, well, first of all, I haven't even said anything about this, but you have a co-author. So let's give your co-author a little shout out. Tell us about him.
Yes, so my husband is a co-author, and I wanted to surprise him. And the reason I wanted to make him a co-author is because he's always very supportive and just very engaging when I'm telling him stories. Like, oh, I have an idea for a story, and he starts asking inquisitive questions that oftentimes kids would have the same kind of questions. And so he's always been a part of all of my writings, and so I wanted to surprise him and give him some credit. So.
Oh, that's so sweet. That's so nice. Before we go, is there anything else that you'd like to share or something that you wish I would have asked you?
Well, Sol, who's the dog that we adopted, of course, his picture's in the book as well. And so, just a update, he's doing a lot better, and he's now he's now feeling a little bit more comfortable with my husband. Like he'll come up to my husband and get a treat. He still grabs his treat and runs away, but anyway, he's doing great. So,
Excellent.
he's in good hands, and we're in good hands with him.
Oh, well, we love to hear that. How old is Soul now?
He's 5.5.
He's 5.5, so it's
Five and
been
a
a
half.
couple of years. Well,
Yes.
that's so good. Well, thank you for sharing a little bit about your life and your
Thank you.
pets with us, and of course, for writing another wonderful book. So, friends, thank you so much for being here watching the interview. And Armida, always a pleasure.
Thank you, Miriam. A pleasure being
Thank
here.
you. Thanks. Have a good day, everyone.